Hello guys, this is Rahul. Welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, we are going to look about JavaScript destructuring. JavaScript destructuring is an expression that assigning to variables by unpacking the values from arrays or objects. Now let's see about array destructuring. Here I'm creating an array which contains 3 values. Then I'm unpacking the values of sample array into 3 variables, that is A, B, C. Now let's place a console log of each variable to see the values of each. Now let's execute the code. So here you can see the values of sample array is assigned to the variables called A, B, C in the same order. Let's see another example. This example for assignment operation separating from the declaration. Like here, declaring 2 variables initially, then extracting and assigning the values from array with next line. We'll place a console log to see the values. Now we'll run the code. Here you can see the values of first and second variable extracted and assigned from array. In case you might require to ignore some values, you can just remove the variable from the left-hand array position. Here I am looking for the second value from the array and remove the variable called first. Here in the output, the first variable is not defined, so it's printed as undefined, and the second variable is assigned the second value from the array. Now let's see the default value option. You can define the variable with the default value. Suppose if the array doesn't have any value in particular position, it will define with the default value. In this example, I'm removing the second value from array. Now you can see in the output, second variable is assigned with the default value as feb. Now let's see with rest parameter. Rest parameters collect all the remaining elements into an array. Here in this example, I'm extracting the first value to first variable, then remaining to rest variable. Here the 3 dots are denoting the variable as rest parameter. With rest parameters, we can gather any number of values into an array. Here in the output, you can see except the first value, all are assigned to rest variable as an array. Now let's see what is object destructuring. Like an array destructuring, we can unpack the keys from objects. Here I have an object with some keys and I'm extracting the values from object to variables with the same name of the keys. Let's place console log to see the values of variables. In output, you can see the values of object is assigned to different variables. Here you can see the values are extracted to variables with the same name of object property. Now let's see the default value option. If the key is not exist in the object, variable will be assigned with a given default value. Now you can see the value of variable age set as 10. Now let's work with rest parameter. In object destructuring, rest parameter will be assigned as object unlike the array type in array destructuring. Here the rest parameter is assigned with remaining objects from input object. Let's work with assignment operation without declaration. Like here, declaring two variables initially, then extracting and assigning values from object in next line. The parentheses around the assignment statement are required when using object destructuring assignment without a declaration. Let's see assigning two new variable names. A property can be unpacked from an object and assigned to a variable with a different name than the object property. Here I'm creating a new variable username and user age. The value of name will be assigned to username and the value of age will be assigned to user age. This is a real project example for JavaScript destructuring in React.js. In this example, created 8 React functional components which fetch information of logged user and set to state variable. UseMain context is a root context which export dispatch function as object property. UseState is a hook function in React which returns an array. It contains the first item as state variable and second item as callback function to set the data to state variable. Here I have declared the config function above, which is returned the project configuration. This config function is nothing but it's returning an objects which contains the URL. Here I'm exporting the URL variable from this config function and creating a fetch params. In fetch params, I'm passing the URL and headers as object properties. I'm calling this fetch data function by passing the fetch params object. In fetch data function, I'm just extracting the URL and headers from the arguments, which is nothing but a fetch params we created here. Here, whatever I extracted from the arguments, I'm passing to the fetch call to get the response. Here in the then function, I'm getting the response from fetch data function. Here is the response data which is returned from the fetch data. It have the root object as data, then user, which contains two object properties, first name and last name. Here I'm extracting the data from response data using object destructuring expression. First name as renamed to fname and last name renamed to lname, which is setting to state variable profile data as child of logged user. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe my channel to get latest video updates. If you have any concern, please put your comments under this video. I'm happy to answer. Once again, thanks. Hope to see you again in my next video.